Welcome to Black Love Matters, with this service and therapy session for figuring out adulthood.
Loving each other.
I find Aaron and Brock Michelle.
Or Jay-Z and Beyonce. Who is you?
I'm Neil.
And I'm Nyambi.
And this is episode 418, y'all.
Hey, happy Monday.
Be sure to leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher, and follow us on all forms of social media at Black Love Matters. That's Black with no K. What's going on, baby?
Hey, how was y'all week? I hope it was good. Well, weekend and week prior, I hope it was all good. I just want to put it out there. I encourage everyone to take a mental health day off from work. I don't know if Niram can speak to it. Thursday, I literally woke up and was like, nope. Not happening. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't a headache. It wasn't depression, hurt, shame, and defeat, and anxiety. None of that was happening, right? Like, it was not one of those days. It was just literally a nope. And what I'm finding, and especially as cubicle warriors who work from home, we tend not to take days off or use sick days because it's like, oh, well, I'll just stay in my pajamas and my robe and still do my work. Or I'll bring my computer into the bedroom and or I'll cancel a couple meetings. It ain't the same, y'all.
It ain't.
It's something about really just taking that time and space for you and truly listening to your body. And it was just some stuff that I was thinking about that I didn't want to do at work, and or I didn't know how to handle it. And honestly, taking that day off, pulling back, and also being transparent about it. Like, I told people, I was like, oh, I'm not going to be in. I'm not feeling well today. And I was like, it's not COVID. I just won't be in today. I'm not feeling well. And everybody's like, oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Mental health day. Not coming in.
Everyone be blessed. Only text if someone's dying. But I think I hope I gave a parallel practice to my team, but I want to come up to the community just to say that up and out. Like, if you need it, take it. And to take a mental health day or a day off work, you don't have to be down bad, y'all. That's what I'm saying. Like, You don't got to, I think sometimes we're told you got to be down bad, not getting out the bed, all that. If you just get the whispers, what they say, the old proverb, the Lord whispers for you yell.
Yeah.
Get in on the whisper. When he be like, don't go to work. Just like, okay.
Oh.
Now, when he hit you upside the head, when anxiety, depression, you can't get up, ain't brushed your teeth, ain't washed your hair in months, then you like, well, maybe I need a mental health break. Nah, sis.
By then, he talking about this.
Look, you need,
hey.
What's it called when they put you in the home? 5811.
5150.
Then you need a 5150.
Yeah.
You got to do the intervention before the 50. What is it?
5150.
Before the 5150, you got to do the intervention. Not when it's time for the 5150, because walking to your coffee shop not going to help.
It ain't.
Stretches ain't going to help at that point. So you got to listen so we don't get to 5150 status, because it's very easy. It's a slippery slope. Near.
You right. You don't want to be on that 5150 status.
Is it easier or harder as a creative entrepreneur to take those mental health days compared to as a cubicle warrior? Because I'm an OG cubicle warrior, so taking days off, sick days, I act like it's I don't leave shit on the table. I use all my sick days. I do all my me taking off work, that ain't something. You know, some people are like, I never take a vacation in 11 years. Nah. Nyambi done got better at it, right? Like, I think I'm just getting better at more of the mental health day, but I use all my time. But how does it work for you as an entrepreneur? Is it easier or is it harder?
I think if you don't have a monetization strategy when you know how funds are actually coming in every day, I think it can be a little bit harder, because every day you're like, as they say, chasing the bag. I don't want to chase the bag. I want to just bag just to show up my email. Oh. So, You
want it to be drawn to you.
Yes, I want it to come to me like a magnet. I don't want to chase nothing.
That sounds like affirmation.
Exactly. So I think it may be harder for creators or independent workers who are doing this, and if they know that if they're not working today, that they don't get paid, it makes it harder, because it is one of those things is if you don't have that in place. Yeah. It's like, well, team no sleep. Now you're looking at hustle porn and shit like that, trying to get going and pounding gallons of coffee a day.
Do you ever do it? I'm assuming you do. You just don't make the announcement to me. I'm an external processor, so everything I do, I say out loud, even if no one's listening. So Miriam knows when I'm like, not going in today. I'll tell Mabel. I'm like, Mabel, we could take a long walk, honey. I ain't going to work. Mabel be like, child, good. I want to go to the park.
Yes, I take mental health days. Mine's a little bit different, because I'm always thinking about all the other hobbies and things of that sort. I think one of the things for me, with me finishing up this book, is now I'm looking up and like, oh, like, hello? Is that you?
Yep.
Who is that? free time, where you been? Like an old friend. Yep. And being able to like do some of the things, or just even just reflect and journal and just listen to music and just really enjoy your space. I mean, just do things that enjoy that I get enjoyment out of, right?
Job, yeah.
Like for example, like I switched around my little office for better feng shui.
You know, there's books on that too.
I know.
I forgot a guy I follow on Instagram that is like modern feng shui. That might have been fun to read.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of mental health, like I said, I'm taking care of myself, but y'all know who down bad?
Who down bad?
Mabel. Mabel down bad, y'all, because, you know, she's supposed to be going to daycare. And, you know, between -10 days, when it at least become above freezing, we take her for longer walks into the dog park. But I don't know if it made national news yet. But if I know colonizers, how I know them, it soon will. Y'all, it's the dog COVID out here.
Sure is.
I don't know what's it called. It's called
leptospirosis or something like that. Let's see.
It's called lepto something. And it was found at a dog park in Williamsburg. And the dog who passed away was Oreo. Yeah. And Oreo been all over my news feed and all over the news. And these colonizer dog parents are not fucking playing about their dogs. So how do you say it correctly, Nero? Are you gonna try to sign it out, or am I doing this?
Leptospirosis.
Yes. That is basically is a strand of, like, I'm assuming bacteria.
Yeah. So according to Wikipedia,
okay.
CDC, it's a bacterial disease that affects humans and animals, caused by we don't need to know the bacteria. In humans, it can have a wide range of symptoms. What about in dogs?
They kill them.
They
get jaundice. So dogs get tired, fatigued, jaundice, then they just go to their ancestors.
Yes.
And they die. And so far, we done lost about 3-4 dogs.
Yes.
And the dog parents are not fucking around, because they looking at the state like, y'all need to come spray these dog parks down and clean up these dog parks. And then the people don't got dogs, like, that's why y'all shitty dogs be shitting everywhere. If y'all clean up the shit and piss behind your dogs, you have to worry about it. Then the dog owners is like, it ain't my dog shit and piss, it's all the rat shit and piss. Like we said, we need to get on these council people in the sanitation department to clean up this area. So it's been a whirlwind. And, you know, I go into black fur parent mode. So that means Mabel don't go nowhere. No. Because y'all already know Mabel wears shoes and she got outfits. We getting on Instagram a little bit more. Maybe we going to show y'all my Mabel's outfits. It ain't outfits. She got outfits. So Mabel been pissed that her exercise entails around the block twice, morning and evening, and we play ball in the house. Yep. She's curious about where are the dogs at. Yep. When are we heading to the dog park?
Or when is she going to daycare?
When is she going to daycare to kick it with her friends? She's highly confused.
But it's like it's doggy COVID and your ass won't wear a mask.
So Mabel is down bad. Send help. But also for all the black dog owners out there, make sure y'all get your dog vaccinated for it. You can go to your vet and you can get vaccinated for this, and Mabel's vaccinated too. I think happens more in major cities, but you know, if it's starting in New York, it's only a matter of time before it's gonna be in your city somewhere else. It's just gonna pick a few and keep going. So if you have your little fur baby, make sure you go ahead and get them vaccinated for what is it again?
Spirosis.
Porosis? Yeah. Did you just combine that?
Spirosis.
What are you looking at? What you done found there?
I'm pulled up other media outlets. The Daily News, New York Daily News. New York dog owner says rats at Brooklyn Park is spreading diseases to their pets.
And they ain't having this shit, okay? Ooh. I told you, it's a whole energy back and forth. It's a lot of finger pointing. It's between the dogs, the owners, the rats, the state, the sanitation department. It's a lot of stuff going on. I think everybody has a little bit, what's it called? I think everyone's at fault a bit here. This is also something I imagine by the spring it will be cleared up. But get your pets vaccinated.
But this is also the disease. Should we do bloodbath for Oreo?
Oh, Oreo did go into the elders.
But this is also the disease that
Oreo's the first dog who passed away from this bacteria in Brooklyn, y'all. Just so y'all know. Go ahead.
But also, I don't know if you remember about the news about people talking about like rat piss and shit, and like people getting sick. This is the same disease.
Oh, the Lord whispered before he what?
This is the same disease where people was like, people are getting sick from this rat transmitted disease.
Yeah.
And this is the same disease that's killing the dogs.
Getting to the dogs.
Yes.
Listen, I have a whole disinfectant routine when I come in the house, living in Brooklyn. Yes. And at first I thought I was doing too much, but I'm doing just enough.
Shit.
Mabel don't go outside. Mabel has not touched the bare, almost at the bare feet, the hard ground, the cement of Brooklyn since our first day here.
When she got that gum in her paws.
And she has not felt the ground in Brooklyn yet. And in the winter, her fur don't even touch the outside of the coat.
Nope.
As I don't either. To the point, y'all don't understand. When I come in the house, I take my shoe off and I spray the bottom with Lysol.
Sure do.
And Mabel shoes. We're not doing this.
Because I ain't trying to get affected by the rat piss disease. Because you didn't walking around outside in the Brooklyn streets, and then you walked it in your house, and you nasty ass niggas who don't take off your fucking shoes when you come in my house.
How do you live in New York and don't take off your shoes in the house?
How you live anywhere and don't take your shoes off when you come in the house?
I think it's amplified in New York.
I know.
Yeah.
Because you walk through rat piss, human shit, rat shit. You don't know what is in
bones,
there. Everything.
Grease. Jesus.
And just be walking around in the streets. All in the subway, tracking it all in the subway
you
and
got
shit.
the nerve to lay in your bed.
Ooh. Oh
my God.
And then have the same clothes on that somebody, they bare ass, been sitting on the subway.
I should have done there. Did I send that to you?
Yes. And
Tell
then
the people what I said.
Nyambi done sent me a picture.
We don't when we text, we don't communicate with words. We literally send memes back and forth.
Nyambi done sent me a picture with somebody with their bare ass
on the A
on the subway.
Looked like the A. Tell you which one it was.
It looked like one of the A, C, or E. And then it says, "See, this is why you don't wear outside clothes in the bed."
Then y'all not only get in the bed, then y'all had a nerve to try to Netflix and chill in the bed.
Oh my God, I keep looking at this. Why
that ass
is this person?
He don't feel it. He gonna get leptospirosis.
Yeah, it's leptospirosis.
Keep calling this.
We just gonna call it lepto for short.
Lepto. Black folks, we do it, don't we? We do what we want. Also, what's going on with me night cooking, y'all? My night snacking coming back, but it ain't just meat and cheese no more. You know what I made?
No, I haven't even fucked around. I made fried chickens last night.
And my mom was like, "Oh, sometimes you get snacky. What else you make with it?"
Nothing.
I had
to stop her because her ass was about to make red beans and rice and cornbread and everything else.
I did. I will go do the red beans and rice from scratch. You know, I was trying to try out. Y'all know that black-owned brand. See, everyone tell me it's popping. A Dozen Cousins. So they had a red beans and rice. So I was like, oh, I'm going to heat up their red beans and rice. So a little sausage in, a little onion, pepper, jazz it up. And then do a little cornbread with a piece of fried chicken. I know it's 10, but that's okay. So I need to go ahead and just get back to yogurt and a little piece of fruit on top. Or I think our eating schedule is off because we're getting up later. Mm-hmm. I don't know. What is it about New York? Is this something y'all ain't tell us? New York in the winter? Because it's dark and late. Like, I feel like I'm pushed to later in the day
and
compared to
the summer. And
you
also got these damn zero light blackout curtains. So you can't, there's no signal of like, oh, the sun is out.
Do you have beef about that? Tell the people what you're talking about.
So Naomi got these curtains. Mm-hmm. I ain't got beef, but these motherfucking curtains go from the ceiling to the floor. And it's literally zero light in here. Look like a cave. I wake up. I'm thinking it's 5 a.m. It's fucking noon.
No, it's not noon.
I've been laying in the bed for 6 hours saying, you know what? When that sunlight hit me, I'm going to go ahead and get up. Ain't no sunlight that broke through. And I grabbed my phone. It say noon.
It ain't say noon. It was like 9.
11.
It was 9:30.
It said 11.
Not 11. It was
I said, damn, no wonder I'm hungry. And then I'm like, I'm going to go make something. No.
Yep. Eat food. Near, I'm going to tell you what he's been eating for the last 14 days. He's equivalent to the Instagram girls. So I just got to get a hold of my night cooking. Again, every couple Saturdays a year, that ain't no problem, right? But we shouldn't be eating pork chops and fried chicken at midnight. What time was it? 11?
Yes.
It was good.
It was good.
So good. My poor neighbors. Then I asked Niram, I was like, are we the neighbors who cooking the ethnic food late at night? And people laid in their bed.
Why do I smell fried chicken?
And all of a sudden, fried chicken creep through their vents.
Yes.
Oh, Lord. You know people on the New Year, New Me. People probably just off some lettuce right now. Here I come. Oh, it was so good too, y'all. Double batter and those chicken thighs.
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to bake it. Next. I finished Women of the Movement, y'all. Can y'all please go watch this? I'm a little upset the hype isn't there for this. You know how usually you see, I heard more about the Dogs with the Left though than the Women of the Movement. Please, y'all go support it. I cried the whole 2.5 hours. It's on Hulu now, so if y'all missed it when it came on ABC, it's on Hulu. And then they also have a documentary that follows it, like the young woman who played Mamie Till, all the actors. Glenn, well, you know, Glenn, I think his name Glenn Tubman. Is that his name? Glenn Turman. Yeah.
Turman.
Yeah, Glenn what?
Turman.
I'm sorry. I always want to say like Turner. He was in it playing the shit out of, I think it was the grandfather or the uncle. Like, it was just such a good story. I know we all going through a lot and it's like I can't watch it. But when you do get some capacity, go on head over to Hulu and pick it up and watch it. Okay. Speaking of Black excellence, I tried to watch Macbeth, y'all. I couldn't.
Oh.
I couldn't get through it. For the folks who don't know, Denzel Washington is in a remake of Macbeth, but like the very formal Shakespearean version. Mm-hmm. Well, it's all Shakespearean version, but it's in that, how do you explain it? It's formal, right? It's not the reimagined Macbeth, right? It's as written Macbeth that's on Apple TV Plus, and he's gotten all these nominations from, I think it's Emmys. Mm-hmm. Like, everybody said he's killing it, and I was like, okay, let me go see it. It's Denzel, and Denzel is acting, but I can't. I don't know if it's the black and white. I don't know if it's the cadence of tone that a lot of Shakespearean plays have that don't hold my attention. But I just couldn't do it. So what I did as a compromise, we put it in the background as I'm cooking or cleaning, so Denzel gets to watch. But if you're really into like Shakespeare, like that, like if you're into, it would be excellent. Like, you could tell it was well done. It just didn't do it for me.
It didn't hold your
like
attention.
I felt like I kept looking at the ceiling. I kept going down. Right? You know, it's just they're like, and why to do it the tulips? And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And it's not that I didn't understand it. Like, I understand what they're talking. I get the metaphors and things, but it's just.
I feel like if they was gonna reimagine it, they should have did it like Romeo and Juliet when they had Leonardo DiCaprio.
But they weren't near him. That's what I'm saying. I don't think they were trying to make it for us millennials and Gen Zs to be interested. I think they were trying to keep it in its purest form with the dash of multiculturalism, because I only could imagine Shakespeare was not thinking about blacks. Mm-hmm. So, like, everything's multicultural, right? Like, that's the only thing that is reimagined. But the timing, the error, the dialect is all set back how it was. And like I said, I can follow the story. I understand the story of Macbeth. But I feel like it's like when you're reading an audiobook and then you realize you want to listen for the last 15 minutes. And you be like, what chapter are we on? What am I doing?
Chapter 12.
What?
I only remember chapter 2. How the fuck I get here? Did I go to sleep?
That's literally how it was. And I love audiobooks, right? But I do get to the point where I zone out and I have to rerun that shit. Like, I'll take me for a whole last walk and couldn't tell you what happened in none of those minutes. Sometimes you got to run it back. But what I did, my part is streaming in the background. So Denzel got his stream from our household. Can I recommend it personally to watch? No. But I do think we should support Denzel. Lastly, not on a very, very sad note, y'all heard about Regina King and her son who passed away. Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, devastating, right? Yes. Just sending so many thoughts to her and her family and anyone who's going through suicidal thoughts or ideations. It's what I was going to say about this. I don't have much to say, but. And it might be an unpopular opinion. I think suicide is a lot more predominant in the Black community than we think it is. Mm-hmm. And I should have did better about thinking like how I want to present this, but not that we need to make it mainstream, but I think we need to talk about it more. We need to talk about what it is when you have suicidal thoughts, when you have suicidal ideations, the difference. What do you do when you are in that space? Like, how not to shame the person, right? And then also equip family and friends to hold folks as they're going through that. That's just something that just keeps spinning to me, because we heard about Regina King and her son. Then I think even Kevin Gates. Come on, my feather boy. You know, I can have a whole episode about Kevin Gates. I'm fascinated by his whole persona that he puts up with them feathers and the 3C hair. Is just a lot. But he's the type who have moments where I'm like, chapter 12, what? How did we get here?
Yeah.
And then I saw some moments where I was like, yeah, you talking that shit, right? Like, I get what you're saying. And I forgot what interview he was on. He was somewhere, and he was saying that he was having thoughts of suicide and was thinking of taking his life. Like, like, and just saying that so vulnerably and transparent. And I do think we need to share up and out more. I don't know how, right? Like, but it's something there, and we absolutely need to address it. And we need to be vigilant in our community for the signs of it, right? Because just think of all the things that are going on and all the stereotypes that we put on ourselves as a community to be strong and to be resilient, and you better push through no matter what. Like, it's a lot of shit going on, though. It's a lot of shit going on. So that's all I was thinking about that. When I have more thoughts put together, I'm sure we'll have a deeper episode where maybe we'll have a mental health professional come on and help us unpack that a little bit more. But like the only thing I just kept saying is this is more common than we think it is.
Yeah, it is.
And we need to talk about it more, and we all need to educate ourselves more, and we all need to just do better. And I hate that it takes situations like this, especially with celebrity, someone of status, right? Like, first of all, I hate that. I hope that she went to People magazine and People didn't just release this shit, right? So I'm hoping that Regina's People, this was their plan on sharing up and out, like, first and foremost. And if it wasn't, fuck them. That's a lot. But I just think the visibility of it just makes it have a broader conversation about our communities. But I think it's happening to our cousins, our brothers, our sisters, everybody, parents, and we just not unpacking it.
Yeah, I think it is a tough thing to go through. As even for me, my brother died by suicide, so it is one of those things where it's tough because sometimes you just don't know that people are struggling to a point that that they're willing to do that, right? But we got to be vigilant to be able to reach out to each other, create space, and really, I think the other thing is like really like unpack what does it mean to be vulnerable, and share, like that what you're really going through.
And now I have it seeped in so much shame. I forgot what the stat is. What they say, like, was it 1 in 4 folks have suicidal thoughts and ideation, right? Like, so that's a lot of people. Honestly, it's probably higher than that. I would say 50% of people have thought, what if I wasn't here, right? And just because you think that doesn't mean you're going to go through with it, right? Or to that point. But even just thinking that thought is something we should just be having deeper conversations with. Especially, I think of our youth, our children. Like, even him, he's young. Like, he's in his mid-20s. How do we unpack this with the 25 and under crew, right? To say that it is okay to talk about these things. And if you're feeling this way, tell somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was deep.
Oh, what do you mean? I'm sorry. I should have thought of the order. Y'all know I'm an external processor.
That was
welcome
deep.
to Nyambi's head.
Well,
welcome.
Let me lighten it up a little bit.
Have a seat.
We should have added a trigger warning to that or something, Nyambi. We should have did that.
I'm sorry.
But
the whole episode.
Just a trigger warning for everything. But I bought a Vitamix, y'all. And I am living my best Vitamix life.
Jesus.
Let me tell you how the inkling of the idea got started. First, it started on Black Friday. So this went back months ago.
For a blender.
For an expensive ass blender.
An expensive, not expensive.
Expensive ass blender. So Nyambi was on on Amazon. It's like, are you buying anything for Black Friday? Me, no, not really. And it's like, I was thinking about getting a Vitamix. I said, yeah, you know what? That might be cool. Yeah. And Nyambi shows me a Vitamix on Amazon. And then I put it in my cart. And I was like, nah, you need to go ahead and get this. This is a good deal. No, I think I'm going to wait. I said, no, baby, you need to go ahead and get this.
Yeah.
Go back to it. That bitch gone. I'm talking about was a bill or not.
Stay in Jeff Bezos' ass.
So now I was like, well, I'm just going to wait. So.
Because I don't see how low they'll get it.
Yeah.
So I want that. So even if I got to wait till next November.
So I'll wait a whole year. I said, so you're not going to have no blender for the whole year?
I'm all right. I made it this far.
But I really like smoothies. I can have a smoothie a day. I can probably have 2 smoothies a day.
Yeah.
I really like smoothies.
You don't like the Instagram girls.
Why you say that?
You know the Instagram girls, like, I'm just eating my shake. I'm like, girl, sis, I got to give you gas. Mm-mm. Too much whey protein.
No.
Okay.
But I really like smoothies. Like I like
That's
having
what they
them. Not in the skinny tea type of way.
I mean, who wants to chew food?
No.
Go ahead.
Not in the skinny tea type of way. But like I like to have them when you work out and shit like that, or like when I wake up in the morning, like I find it a very easy way to like get all my greens in, like to get all my fruit and vegetables in, and like just do it in one shot. So we've been going to this bodega. I've been going to all the bodegas around the house. It's probably about 20 of them, and I done went to all of them.
Out.
Just trying them
that
out.
That literally could be an Instagram page in itself.
Yes.
The bodegas of, I almost told y'all where I'm at. We'll just say the bodegas of Brooklyn.
Trying out all the smoothies, because all of them got smoothies, and trying them out. And then there's the smoothie shop that's open inconsistently. These niggas,
they come when they want. They talk about us as blacks.
These niggas,
they come when they want to come.
It's never open during the time they say they gonna be open.
It'd be like noon on a Wednesday and they're closed.
And then fucking around, it'd be like midnight on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
And these niggas is jamming. And it's like, what the fuck?
You should see if they got an Instagram page.
So
maybe it's a Gap House.
Maybe.
Shout out to what's his name? Michael
K. Williams.
Yeah, who passed away. We watching his what's it called? Black Market on just give y'all context. We ain't going no Gap Houses, honey. On FX. He does his series.
It's on Vice.
Oh, it's on. Oh, it feels like FX.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's on Vice.
I'm sorry. Neither one are paying me. Okay.
Yeah.
So once they get to paying me, I'll get it right. And he on a black market, they literally explore different black markets. And this past week episode was about boosting. And I learned that, I think what they say in the Bronx, that they call, when you get your well, actually I don't know because I've never done it. When you go get counterfeit goods.
What?
I don't know. Oh, y'all ain't gonna get me. I've never. Nyambi has never. Allegedly, what Michael and them said is when you're trying to get some goods that may or may not have been paid for. And it'll be like an ice cream shop, and you knock on the door twice, and you go back, and it's Neiman Marcus. So maybe that smoothie shop, and you get on their nerves. Near can I have
I'm over here
Monster?
trying to get these smoothies,
and they waiting for you to get them the code to get you the new Fendi.
I'm trying to get these smoothies. And so I had my final draw.
Yeah.
My last straw, and I went to a bodega that's relatively decent. It's one of Nyambi's favorite places. They do smoothies. So I done came back from the gym. I go get a smoothie, and this smoothie tastes like fucking throw up.
That's a bit much. I think the fruit was overripe because it is New York. It is the winter. Fruit is not at its prime, and I'm sure they're getting the fruit off the street and just cleaning it and chopping it up and stretching it.
This smoothie tastes like throw up. You know how you like have that acid reflux when you feel like you're about to throw up in your mouth?
Overripe.
That's what that fruit tastes like. That's what the smoothie tastes like.
Yeah.
And I said, this is it. God damn it. I'm tired of spending $11 fucking dollars, and that's the other thing. These
more
fucking smoothies are expensive as fuck.
Mine's like $5.
These motherfuckers, because you get the small ones, you get the 6-ounce smoothies. I need more than 6 ounces.
I don't get 6
ounces. I need at least 24 to 32 ounces of smoothie.
All right, Instagram.
So these motherfuckers, I done paid $11 for some shit that tastes like throw up.
Should have took a bath.
I should have, but it was too damn cold.
Yeah, that was one of the cold days.
It was cold as hell.
Yeah.
So I said, that's it, Nyambi. I need to go get a fucking Vitamix. And by the end of the day, we had a fucking Vitamix.
Yep.
And I've been living my Vitamix life. I went to the grocery store, spent $50 and fruits and juices.
But how many smoothies you made with that?
Oh my God, I done already got my money's worth, and I ain't used up all the fruit yet.
Yeah, you got your money's worth. Because at first when he came back on all this shit, I was like, what the hell? But you've got your money worth.
Because like I said, I'll go to the store and get a smoothie every day.
I don't. Do I just take your joy?
No.
Okay.
Sometimes you do.
How?
Don't you go make no smoothie?
Because Nero want to make a smoothie before a meal. You just heard what he said he won't. He want a 48-ounce big gulp smoothie before I made dinner. And it's like, no. No, eat dinner. And then if you're still hungry, make one.
So, I've been living my greatest smoothie life.
Yeah.
Do y'all smell that? That smell like joy. Nigga, I'm living some joy.
I don't know.
I'm over here.
You just like the people who find it looking for the God. People looking for God,
Look,
near them looking for joy.
I done found joy.
I ain't know neither one was lost. Y'all just looking for it. Where is your joy? Is that you, Lord? I found the Lord.
I done found joy buying a Vitamix and drinking these smoothies.
We got a good deal. It was on like a little sale though.
It was on the sale.
It was not as much as Black Friday.
Off.
Not as Black Friday.
Black Friday off. Yeah, it was like 50% off.
Yeah.
But like, I'll take $100 off.
I was gonna wait till next November.
I couldn't do it because
and I was gonna be on it too. Like soon Jeff Bezos said it, I was gonna hit the button.
Mm-hmm. I cannot wait another day.
Yeah.
Because I really like I said, I like smoothies.
And then my mama clowning us because she was like, yeah, Niram, you know, Nyambi and her father known to tear up a blender. I was like, first of all, I'm not even the one craving it. And we didn't have a blender broken because all our stuff is still in storage in California, right? He was getting them. And then, you know, my mom, she ain't hear none of that. Well, like I said, Nyambi and her daddy known to Blake and Brenda because I used to go buy these cheap-ass blenders from Macy's and Walmart. And every week I had to throw them motherfuckers out. And I went to them and told them, if y'all break one more blender, it's going to be some shit. And she was like, you know what? I fit your ass. Let's see how old y'all who listening. You know what blender my mama got? Can y'all guess? Not Vitamix. She got the Montel Jordan blender. Y'all remember when Montel Jordan said I forgot what illness he said he had.
I don't think it's Montel Jordan. I think it's Montel Williams.
Oh, I'm sorry. Not This Is How We Do It. I'm talking about the bald-headed, brown-skinned guy who used to be a talk show host. Montel Williams. Sorry, I ain't trying to wish death upon Montel Jordan. Because, you know, Montel Jordan, This Is How You Do It, he found the Lord, too. Mm-hmm. He a pastor or something like that. Anyway, the Montel Williams blender. And the way she did it was off some petty shit. Because, you know, I think he first started out, I think he came out when, like, George Foreman came out with his grill. Mm-hmm. But Montel Jordan, I think he was saying, like, juicing and smoothies, like, really helped him work through. I forgot what illness he had. Mm-hmm. Or still has. I forgot which one. He doing much better. He was like, this is what saved my life. Everybody needs to get one. Tea like Niram. I drink 100 ounces of smoothie a day, and that saved my life, all this stuff. But this is the tea. That ain't what got my mom to buy it for me and her husband.
Finger Hut.
Yeah. That ain't what got her to buy it. It ain't because she was like, Montel Jordan said, healed him. I want
Williams, baby. Williams.
I'm sorry, Williams. I don't want my daughter and my husband healed. What got her was that he put a brick in there. And he turned the brick on. I mean, he turned it on and it chopped up the brick. And she was like, these niggas can't destroy this blender because Montel put bricks in it. And you know what? That Montel Williams blender has been going strong at my mama house at least over a decade. And she had the nerve to get the insurance on it. So we got a history in our families with blenders and being very hard on them. That's why I was going to wait for the Vitamix because I think for Black Friday, I'm going to upgrade my parents from Montel Williams to a Vitamix. Mm-hmm. But they might look at me like I'm crazy because they're like, this is Montel Williams work.
Exactly.
Well, you used it. How was it?
It is a good blender. It's a good one.
Shout out to y'all. Y'all know about the, what's it called? The Health Master?
Yes.
The Montel Williams Health Master blender where you put bricks in it. But you know, you get the little cheap ones from Macy's, Walmart. You pay about $40, $10 for them. And they start leaking out the bottom of shit. Or the glass break. Me and my dad was tearing up blenders. I don't even know we was blending.
Well, you know, now I'd be good for tearing up anything.
Ooh. Finish your check-in.
Coffee mugs.
Why are you looking up Montel? Do they still have the Montel Williams blender?
I don't know. Here it go. As seen on TV on fingerhut.com. I didn't even know Finger Hut still had the thing.
Finger Hut still open. It must be a Gap house.
Look, $21 per month with your Finger Hut credit card.
They got a credit card?
Yes.
Ooh, my
And
Lord.
it's out of stock.
Oh, because it's good. Let my mama tell you.
Yes.
It's good.
This Vitamix got 10 years. Mark this day down. Mm-hmm. So this should last us to 2032.
Not the way Nero.
What?
Not the way Nero making big gulps.
What you talking about? I'm just trying to get my smoothies in. I'm trying to get my green intake in.
Gotcha.
Yes. You know, kill off some of these free radicals. Maybe it help with, you know, I may have a taste of that lepto.
Not a taste. You either got it or you don't. Not a taste. You got it or you don't.
You get some of those fruits and vegetables in you.
You got it or you
don't. And it help you out.
Yep.
Other than that, I'm just getting back to running. I would say with my last race, I have been taking a little downtime just to relax and things of that sort, and just really to, focus on this book and get this out. But now I'm back to running because I got exactly 2 months to train for a half marathon, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's a nice amount of time for a half marathon. Yeah.
And then we watched a little documentary on Hulu called Farmer Bro from Martin Squirrelly. That shit, it's interesting. I think it's interesting because just to see how it's just a rich bro. Who ain't about shit, but just doing all types of evil shit. Yeah, it was crazy.
I don't even think he think of evil. Like I think he just navigating and going through there. Y'all should check it out. It is interesting. But I also liked how it pivoted to be like he ain't really the problem, right? Yes. It's our laws that even allowed him to do this, right? Like if we really wanted to solve this, it is beneficial of going after him. As it soon as like policymakers and even Congress seeing this, of course, this farm bro, like this man needs to get his due process in court, right? For all the things they're calling him for. But zoom the fuck out. He's not the first one to do this and he's not the last one to do it. So what do you do to make sure this doesn't happen anymore? And that just wasn't even thought of, took it into place, no care, any of that given. Yeah. And it's just like the symbolic gestures that colonizers do and how like colonizers like to scapegoat people, right? Like he was not the issue here, right? Mm-hmm. Like he did a bad thing, but he was working within the legalese of our world. So I mean, I think that's what he was getting at, right? He did it in poor taste, but he was like, I'm not doing anything illegal. Yeah. You're trying to pull on my morality, but morality is subjective.
Yeah. So if y'all don't know nothing about him, just to give you a little Clef Notes, he's the one, just to give you even more deeper background, there's medicines that go, medicines has a patent. Yeah. And after their patent is over, it might not even be called a patent. Yeah. But like after their patent is over, they usually sell generics of it. So usually what happens is, and they call these like orphan pills or like orphan meds, where like, a couple 100,000 people are on these meds, but they're cheap. So what happens is people go and buy these orphan meds or buy the rights to produce these orphan meds and then raise the price up to them like a few %. So like this one med was like $17 a pill for like a rare form of the HIV virus. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it was $17. And then his ass got it and raised it to $750 per pill.
A pill, y'all. And some people are taking multiple pills a day. Mm-hmm. So how the fuck are you supposed to afford that? Yeah. And that's what people are like, well, that's immoral. I was like, that should be against the law to raise any pill that far, that quickly in price. Like, that is the problem. And that's what should be nipped in the butt.
Exactly.
But yet we're like, oh, he shouldn't do the right thing, he should lower it. Don't change the fucking law. Yeah. Ugh. It's a lot to that, too. Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, this is going on me. And the last thing, like I said earlier, I'm starting to look up and having a little bit more free time since I'm not working on the book. So I'm just starting to, like, peek my head up and like, oh, hello there. Mm-hmm. How you doing? Yeah. So look forward to that. Yeah. I'm also looking forward to, like, getting the comments back from the test readers. Yeah. Because I've been peeking at some of the comments and it's
you like that. So you like feedback. Sometimes I don't like feedback. Why? I gotta be in the right frame of mind. Because feedback is like, assholes. Everyone got them. Some of them clean. Some of them dirty. Mm-hmm. Some of them like to play back there too much.
Okay. Want to move on to pillow talk after that?
You don't think that's exactly how I told, like, oh, if you do it right, like, it's pretty nice. Mm-hmm. But if you don't, it's pretty rough. That's not, how do you, what's your metaphor for feedback,
Yeah, I guess it's that. I think it's like take everything with a grain of salt and figure out like what's really useful. Uh-huh. Like what's useful and what's an asshole comment. Yes. I think that's how I used to think of that.
You're so good at going through that. I'd be up on the asshole comment. Like,
and I think everything's like useful, not useful, useful. And then I just delete all the not useful ones and then go on the useful ones.
That's hard for me to move in that space sometimes. Because I wanted to unpack with the asshole. Yeah. So what were you thinking when you decided to choose violence this morning?
That's because you take it. Never mind.
That's because what?
Never mind. Moving
Excuse
on
me,
to
what
pillow talk.
We don't have no transitionary music. I don't know what you would
Yes,
think
we
you would
do.
do. What is it?
Pillow talk.
I'm about to go do this. Oh my goodness. Power, y'all. Spoiler all the fucking alerts.
Spoiler alerts, nigga.
Power, spoiler alerts.
5, 4,
Spoiler alerts.
3, 2, 1. All right.
Diana done messed up the thing. First of all, Power ain't even that good. And I hope Courtney listening. But this last episode, Power is like This Is Us for new listeners. I'm riding to the end with both of them. Like, I've just made a commitment, and I'm not going to fall off like I did Grey's Anatomy. Because Grey's Anatomy was something I also committed to. And around season 38, I stopped.
Or Walking Dead.
And I just haven't been able to finish, but I'm committed to finish Power to the end. I'm committed to finish This Is Us. And because of that, I got some strong ass fucking feelings. What the fuck? Diana done messed up the thing. Telling everybody business at Christmas dinner. You know how she did it, y'all? She did it like Angela from Why Did I Get Married? When everybody was going around telling everybody's secret, everybody supposed to be friends, and they told everybody's secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Then Angela's like, boom, I got herpes. Is that what she said? And I was like, what? Or like, you didn't get herpes from your side, bitch. You got it from me when I slept with Walter. Boom. Ooh, if I was a team, I'd just start itching. Ooh. I said, ooh. Ooh. Where do we go from here?
All right. Zeke.
Oh.
This nigga.
Who is this nigga playing Zeke? Is he just a bad actor, or is
I think that nigga 28 in real life.
Is he a bad actor, or is Zeke character meant to be a little, as the elders say, touched?
I think it's a mixture of both.
What is going on with Zeke character? This is a bit spoiler work. Turned out Diana done turned out. They actually went round robin and started telling on everybody. They started telling on Bobby Brown and how Bobby Brown done fucked up the thing and killed all these people and then left his fingerprints. They started talking about Drew and said how yo nigga, you down there sucking down to the ground. Meanwhile, yo nigga turning us in. Talked about Monet seeing other niggas bouncing around trying to be cute. Talking about that daddy you up in jail getting Modelo lights. Then they talk about Diana, you think you something down there fucking Drew, and Bobby Brown was like, I know you fucking that nigga. Then they gonna drop the mic drop when Diana was like, hold on, I'm Queen Pen. I'm now, what's the woman who played in the coldest winter ever? She now Santiago. And she done told her mama talking about, trying to hint at Zeke. And anyway, Monet, you trying to get up out of here. And I'm Mary J. Blige, what the fuck is you talking about? You know Zeke your ticket? And then here goes Zeke. Come on, Diana. And then Diana, Zeke, wake up. What? I'm trying to get to the lead to save us. And then he was like, that's why Monet with Dante. And Dante, your daddy. No, there ain't none of my daddy.
Boom. Birth certificate.
What's this?
No, this ain't the wrong.
This
ain't
the wrong
date.
Dante ain't my daddy, and this the wrong date. And it say Monet on here. Diana had to lay it out for Zeke. Zeke. Monet is your mama. Dante is your daddy. I know you thought you was born in 2001, but you was born in 1976.
The Todd set it up for him to come.
Zeke ain't no 18. He ain't no 17. 17, man.
This nigga 28 in real life. How does nigga 28 in real life playing somebody 19 and 22?
They ain't saying he that young. They saying he like 17, 18.
No, he saying 19.
Oh, no. Like when he said that, I was like, duh. I'm surprised someone at the table was like, I would have loved if Bobby Brown came in and was like, I always thought you looked old. Zeke look like he got a mortgage and 4 kids.
Don't he? He old as hell.
Get the fuck out of here. And I was just done. And then, what is his name? What's her husband's name?
Lorenzo?
Yeah, Lorenzo. First of all, they got all the Dominican guys on here looking the same, sounding the same names. Lorenzo flipped on Monet so quickly. I was like, he was in jail for 10 years. And Zeke, the oldest, I'm assuming. No, maybe Bobby Brown, the oldest.
Yes.
So maybe it was something in between. But still,
Zeke older than Bobby Brown, though.
So that's what I'm saying. So Monet,
Zeke 22.
Yeah.
I don't know how old Kane's supposed to be.
38. I forgot Zeke 38.
How old Kane's supposed to be? I got questions. How old is Kane?
Kane look a little old too.
Yes.
He look like he touching 32.
How old is Kane?
Only ones look young is Diana and that light skinned guy, and not young like his age. Like if you told me he's in his mid to late 20s, I believe you that he's in his mid to late 20s.
Kane's birthday is in 1997.
Oh, in real life?
No.
Oh,
in the
I thought
show.
Look, hear me. Oh, wait. What's his birthday in real life?
I don't know.
So he's supposed to be 97. So what? He 25-ish? That's a lie. Whoa. How old is he in real life, though?
How old is Bobby Brown?
Yeah, how old is Bobby Brown? What is his real name?
I don't even know.
They don't even tell us.
Woody McClain.
Yeah, Woody McClain.
I don't know how.
Let's see how old Woody McClain is in real life. 97. That feels a little jovial.
He was born in 1989.
That's about right. That feels closer. He definitely was around before computers.
Not before
He
computers.
was still typewriting. But Diana and Drew, like they look like Diana looks. She always looks young, like in real life. I forgot her name too.
Latoya Tejada.
Yeah, Latoya Tejada. I forgot. I mean her real name.
Latoya Tiendo.
Yeah, she always looks a little younger, and also Drew looks just his age. But Bobby Brown and Zeke, there's some lies being told here. But that's all I got. I won't give the real cliffhanger at the end. Don't feel that believable. I won't give that cliffhanger.
Well, so I'll be watching. Courtney Kemp does Instagram lives now, and she be answering questions and things of that sort. So in the Power universe, I don't know if you knew this. Episode 8 is always like a big episode in all of the Power episodes.
No, Courtney can't be acting like she doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory type shit. Like, no, we didn't know.
Well,
no.
Episode 8 in all the episodes
It's
is like
always the shit show.
It's like the shit show is the one that's always chaotic and things of that sort.
Okay,
because it's building up for the cliffhanger, which is episode 10.
Okay,
because it's always a cliffhanger, right? So she was saying like, yeah, it's gonna be a death. We can't tell you who it is, but you're gonna have like this jaw drop moment.
It definitely wasn't.
And then when I seen this death, I was like, I was not jaw dropped.
I was more jaw dropping when Diana started telling everybody business.
And maybe that's the jaw drop moment she was talking about.
Is when Mary J. Blige jumped across that fucking table, and I thought she was gonna kill Diana right at that table. And I'm not for corporal punishment and whooping your kid's ass, but I wanted to be like, get her, Mary.
She was about to come up out herself.
Diana crossed some lines.
Diana was snitching on everybody.
She crossed some lines, and she deserved to be choked like a bitch on the street. She deserved to be choked.
Diana was telling all the secrets.
And then that daddy just protecting her. I would have choked him and her when I was done.
Diana.
Diana cooked this dry mofongo for us. The fuck? And I appreciate the black Latinx, but I'm not sure if it's hitting where I need it to hit at.
I'm
gonna leave it there because I'm not black Latinx, but I know what y'all trying to do. I don't know if y'all got the right actors for that. Take some scope.
Especially Woody McClain. That nigga ain't. This nigga not Latinx.
I'm getting confused. I thought he was the one that wanted their child with him. Remember at the first started? Yeah, I said, so Kane's adopted.
Kane ain't the kid. Because he don't look Latinx or nothing.
He don't even try. Like, he never refers to anything black Latinx.
He don't even do, like, he don't even put on, like, a Latinx accent.
Diana and Drew will, like, slip into it or give, like, nods to the Latinx community.
Especially when Diana be like, Papi.
Yeah. And Kane just sound like he from Cleveland. I think Latinx.
So you gonna get this nigga Drew that?
Word is bond. What? Word is bond. What year is it? Because he old.
And then him. Oh, you.
And Zeke. Zeke another one.
Wait, I'm not the oldest one no more?
Shut up.
Stupid ass.
NCAA. They gonna say I lied, but I didn't lie.
You lied.
Shut up.
Lied. I just wanted to get to the league.
You knew when you hit puberty at 8 something was wrong. Guy. Never mind.
You lied.
It ain't the Popeyes.
It is the Popeyes.
You done hit puberty at 8.
You lied.
At 7. So when he was 7, he was 11.
Yes.
So when he was 11, he was 15.
Yep.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up, everyone in his family.
And ain't nobody looked up his birth certificate.
Hell.
Or maybe he got a fake one.
Yeah, she just went on Cricket, or she just went copy paste.
No, not you get a cricket.
Why didn't he ask who went to jail? He ain't looking to it.
No, because when it's like your daddy is serving a life bid. All right, what's his name?
Oh, he was serving a life bid.
A quote unquote a life bid.
Yeah,
At first they said his daddy was dead.
Yeah.
And then it was like he's serving his life bid. It's like, okay, what's his name?
Come on. Come on. Look, preguntas.
What's his name then?
I thought they said his mom was like a hoe.
Something like
and it was
that.
like a John. Like the story. Yeah. That's the thing. It kept changing.
What's his name? He's serving a life sentence. What's his name?
And also, why are they so bashful about say his mom did sleep with a man and it was one night stand, or she was a sex worker? They're selling fucking drugs to half of New York. Why is that so shamed that you can't be like, yeah, your mom was deep in these streets, but we love you? Like, why was that just so inappropriate for this family to do? And they've been literally pushing fentanyl and all types of shit through the streets.
And Lorenzo mad because he thought he popped Monet's cherry. Now he's like, you wasn't no virgin.
And I'm looking at him like, you was in jail. He was in jail a good 15 years.
Still
what?
He like, you wasn't no virgin when I met you.
Never.
You lied. You lied, heifer. I thought I had a I can't even get it out.
So that was power.
You know how them niggas be. I don't know why you niggas be like, oh, I had a virgin. Yo, you was my first, last, and only.
Child.
I'm your first, last, and only. Ain't that right?
That's a different episode. If someone say that, most likely they're lying. They do all of that. And they know wrong. If you want to wait for religious or personal reasons, I know people who are born again virgins.
Oh, okay.
Just to say this is a different episode. Do we want to get into that?
Next episode.
I think not claiming. I'm getting real toxic now. Saying you're a virgin and then saying you're celibate, kind of two different things, and I think sometimes we cloud those things. And also, like, this thing we put on virginity, it's all made up too. Like, the church people don't send me no emails, but it's made up.
I want to see a flashback where Mecca had hair.
Who is Mecca? That's
Dante.
Dante's my favorite though.
You gotta remember, Mecca and Dante is the same. So truthfully, Bobby Brown don't even know that Mecca is his stepdaddy.
Oh, nope. He did not.
You gotta remember, Mecca and Dante is the same person, nicknames.
I know that.
He don't even know Mecca his stepdaddy.
Mecca know.
Mecca know.
He definitely know.
Yeah, he know.
I like Mecca a little more than I like Lorenzo. He's read a few more books.
Because he went to the army.
What that have to do with reading?
Because he's a trained killer. So, he went over there. When you're a trained killer.
Lorenzo loves the streets. And he does not want, he is content with the streets. He is content with being king of Dykeman. And shout out to Dykeman.
When them niggas, when you them train assassins in the military and shit, them niggas are the ones who be like reading books and shit. Like, I went to Bali so I can meditate more, so I can have a steady hand.
After I kill
so
them,
I can pull this
I can't
trigger.
carry that weight.
Because, them niggas be like, I'm a sniper somebody from 3 miles away. So I had to go to Bali to learn how to steady my hand and my body so I can then pull this trigger. Jeez, that's how them niggas be.
I don't think that's how the Buddhists want it.
That's what Mecca's like.
I actually prefer Mecca to Lorenzo. If I was married and I had to, Monet and I had to choose, I would definitely choose Mecca because I knew Lorenzo was going to be on that bullshit because he made a whole loft in jail. Like, he's comfortable as fuck. So you can't tell me you're gonna come out and get a little piece of freedom and be able to go to bodega when he wants. This is it. This is it. He want this little brownstone and he want to run his little drugs and he want to go beat up on some people and I come home, make this mofongo. Like, that's it.
That's what he wanted.
And at least Mecca, we gonna go travel. At least he'll know if our son make it to the league, he know he gonna have to be a little more discreet. But Lorenzo don't give a fuck about that. He don't care if his money clean or dirty. Honey, he got whole rows of Gap houses.
Exactly. So what are your predictions? Where do we go from here? Is the news of Zeke? Is Zeke gonna self-stitch on himself and fuck up his whole league?
Zeke is definitely going to jail. He's going to jail.
You think he's gonna go to jail?
Absolutely. That's the trope. Dark-skinned black man. He's going to jail.
He gonna go to jail?
Yes.
He gonna self-snitch on himself?
He's gonna get in trouble. Yes. He's gonna trip and fall over. He's gonna trip and fall in the cell.
Oh my God. Well.
And then Malik's gonna get off because Zeke gonna do too much talking. Malik. Tariq. I'm sorry. Who is all these people?
I don't know who the fuck. I don't know.
That's the new Tariq. Tariq gonna get off.
Of course he gonna get
on
off.
Technicalities because Bobby Brown's gonna go to jail for him.
You think Bobby Brown?
Absolutely.
You think they're gonna set him up like?
I don't think he needs to be set up. Mm-hmm. I think he's just gonna fall into the trap. Mm-hmm. That's what I think is gonna happen.
Okay.
Because of the trope too. Big black man, big black dark skinned Blair. Like, yeah, he's going to jail. It's way too many light skinned men going to jail. Oh. Jokes, y'all. But what else do you think is happening?
I don't know. I think it might be a war between Mecca and what's the name? Mecca and Lorenzo.
And then Mecca done got rid of his Ace Boone Cool.
He done killed the chef.
His main shooter.
He done killed the chef. Sliced his throat. God
That's
damn.
why I said Bobby Brown's going to jail on dying, because once Mecca find that out, he gotta die. Because
then he can be like, God daddy, stepdaddy, please, no. Stepdaddy,
Monique, please, Dante,
I come with you.
No, $2. What show is that? What movie is that?
Don't Be a Menace. Is that Don't Be a Menace or no, Friday?
All that to being said, that's power. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Kane's going to jail. Tariq's getting off. Monet's going to go on the run. Diana thinks she's going to be a queen pin. Lorenzo going to be indictment.
Who you think Tariq going to end up with? Is it going to be Effie? Is it going to be Lauren? Or is it going to be...
Go look at the first episode of Power. Who you think? Effie.
You think he'll be with Effie?
It's his mama.
Effie is his mama?
Yes.
Why do you think that?
And Angela is that ditzy black girl.
Okay.
Yep. Same story.
But who is
Ghost?
Diana?
Diana's not even in the spear, honey. Diana is going to be disappeared soon.
You think so?
Yes. Oh. Absolutely. Because I think she's going to try to keep up with the big boys. Mm-hmm. And then she's going to get some of that machismo energy, and they're going to tell her ass to go in the kitchen.
Oh. Mm-hmm. But she got some Monet in her, too. So she ain't going to roll for that shit.
You okay? She only got a little Monet. Un poquito.
Okay. Next topic.
You think Tariq don't like that girl? You don't like Diana?
I don't know.
I think she's convenient.
I don't think he like Effie either.
No, duh, but it makes sense.
You know,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Effie makes sense because Tariq, for whatever reason, is drawn to killing and selling dope when he has a whole estate, and Effie don't got no choice but to do it, and she understands it.
Yeah,
and she's in that life.
Well,
or
Diana
you think
do
you're gonna,
too.
huh?
Diana do too, though.
Mm-mm. Diana ain't in that life. Her daddy keeps saying she going to the boarding school.
Well, that's the school she's trying to go to with Tariq, you know.
But what Tariq want? Gang banging, dope dealing. And I think they're gonna hate each other. Like, they're gonna grow to hate each other.
And how Lauren gonna? So he gonna come back and cheat on Effie with Lauren.
Yes,
years later. It's
gonna be a cycle. Well, not years, days.
Tariq, I didn't know. I'm so sorry. Let me give you this goodie cat.
Come on. Anything else?
No.
We didn't do good. Y'all don't send that to Courtney Kemp.
Nah, but we over here trying to get sponsorships and shit from these TV shows. We trying to do a power after show. We got to do better.
No, they don't want me to do that power after show. No. There's a lot of after shows I can do, but I don't want to do that one. I know my capacity. Because how could you get through that power after show without cracking a joke?
So we do that.
Zeke, you lied, not me.
And then we bring him on.
Then now I got to talk to him in his face. So when you were doing that scene, where did you dig deep to get that? How many takes that take? Oh my goodness. Remember when Hollywood was trying to say he was 38? Shout out to Queen Sugar. I was like, come on. Y'all have to stop this. Like, we live on this thing that black don't crack. And I agree it doesn't. But, you know, some of us do.
I'm mad they had a nigga. And maybe that was the joke. What? They had a nigga paying 28.
No, it wasn't. I guarantee you it's not a joke.
He actually 28 in real life, playing 19 and 22.
And Clueless.
He must be a good ass actor.
That's what I'm thinking. He's just a good actor. It's either he's really that good or that bad. It's no room for in the middle. And I'm leaning towards that good.
Yeah.
Anything else? Y'all watch Power still? We just gave you a summary. We'll let you know.
I'm bought in. I'm going on this power.
Can we talk about something with a little bit more?
Yes, let's go deep. Again.
Let's go a little deep. Okay, y'all. You know, we done had our little fun, but let's talk about some real shit. The government's trash, y'all. Did y'all see Mitch McConnell comment on Black Americans and then Americans like they not the same? Like Black Americans ain't American.
Mm-hmm.
Blacks are Americans, dumbass. Well, what he did was, I'm trying to see exactly what he said. He says, well, the concern is misplaced because if you look at the statistics, African American voters are voting in just as highest percentage as Americans. Nigga, what's the difference? Blacks people are Americans.
Yeah.
So what do you mean Americans? And he simply said, oh, it was misplaced. It was just, he misspoke. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you misspoke and slipped in some racism. Right? It wasn't shocking, honestly. Of course it was disturbing. It's always going to be disturbing. I'm never going to be at a point where I'm not going to say it's not disturbing. Was it shocking? No. It's just rooted in racism.
Yeah.
Another thing that we're going through, this critical race ban that's happening in Mississippi and Florida, aka it winds down, and basically teachers don't have to teach things that make them uncomfortable. To the point where I think in Florida they took it out where folks don't have to like talk about or reiterate like the LGBTQ history if it makes them uncomfortable at all. Like they don't even have to like say gay in those things if they don't want to, if they're uncomfortable.
A scheme
what
that Todd set
are
up.
we in, right? And then we're going to the voting acts, right? What we're talking about with Mitch McConnell. Like, I don't know if y'all know, this act really shouldn't even be an act, right? And because of as an act, we have to renew it every so many years and agree on like the scaffolding of it. Mm-hmm. And just so you all know, like the things that they added to this voting rights bill was not things to make it harder, it was to make it more easier, right? Mm-hmm. Like, so basically everyone can get a mail-in ballot, right? Like you don't need ID to go vote, right? Like you literally making it as the smallest obstacles possible to go vote, no matter where you're at, period, right? Like they didn't even throw in there like get rid of the electoral college, which I think we should do, right? Like it should all just be popular vote, right? Like that's even more, like I could even see the Republicans pushing back on that to be like, hold up, right? Like we need to talk about this shit, right?
You know, they'll lose all the time.
Yeah, they will lose every single time, right? I get that, right? I understand that piece, but the way in which they want to put up so many rules and regulations on what it is to vote, and that's basically the argument to say voting shouldn't be easy, and there should be these hoops you have to go through to do it. And what we're noticing is the states that are putting in these rules and regulations are mostly in the South. Mm-hmm. And they're the states are mostly in the South that really jump-started Jim Crow. Yep. And for the babies who don't know what Jim Crow is, right, like it's a moment in time that we had where it was basically two laws happening, whereas like for white people you can do this over here, for black people this is how y'all have to move over here. Same thing's how it'll be for the voting laws, right? Like say if you come to Georgia to vote in Georgia, like if we kind of let this go, they can say you need to take this test in order to be able to vote,
like a reading comprehension
test. And then you can go to Philadelphia and all you got to do is have your ID, and then you can come to California and you don't need nothing, you can just mail it in and drop it at the office. Mm-hmm. Right? Like so it's just such these inequities that are happening, and the examples I gave y'all, that ain't made up. These are things that have actually happened, right? Where folks have to pass different tests to even get the rights to vote. So it's really going backwards in all the progressions that our predecessors have made before us. And it's exhausting. And I think it's particularly exhausting, especially coming off of MLK and watching the women of the movement, where you just see the regression happening before our eyes, and it makes you feel almost a little helpless about it. What do you think about that, Nero?
Yeah, I think it's all of that, right? And I also think about it also, I don't even know how you need to put this in words. I think Elon Musk said something like this of like,
shit. Be careful.
There should be a ban, not even a ban, but like a ban, like a ban on like how old you can be to like run for these specific offices.
Yeah,
right?
I wasn't for that, but yeah, I think we might need to.
Like anybody over 60 or 70
like
or whatever.
I give it like 65. Like when it's retirement age, everybody just need to retire. Mm-hmm. Get on up out of there.
So, you know, because I think about that, right? And I think about all these strongholds that some of these politicians have on
and Democrats, right? It's be clear.
The
Republicans put a firm line in the sand, but the reason this voting rights act did not go through is because of two Democratic senators. Be very clear. Okay? Be very clear.
Pussy.
Yeah.
So I think about that, right? And of course, and I think all of this kind of ties into the next thing we're going to talk about, right? And how like all of this is trickling down for the future about these critical race theory bans and how these are happening in the States. And then you got, them blocking voter rights and things of that sort. And now going into the other thing that we're talking about, right? Of like,
it was in the Washington Post. Maybe we'll link it in our Instagram this week. It was a Washington Post article, and it's basically talking about this new Great Migration, where there has been this mass exodus of Black folks from the North and going south. So I was asking here, I'm like, do the Blacks not see all these laws that are changing and happening down south? Like, why is that a space? So just so y'all know, again, it's in the Washington Post. If you're looking for a headline, just type in "still looking for a Black Mecca, the new Great Migration." You'll see this data too. And so what the stats they shared was that metro areas where Blacks have decreased since 1990 is Richmond at 27%, Chicago at 16%, New York at 15%, and then the other states that follow are New Orleans, DC, Detroit, and Houston, San Francisco, and LA. Right. And then on the opposite areas, metro areas where Blacks have increased since 1990, the top areas are Memphis, Atlanta, Columbus, Ohio, and Minneapolis. And some other areas in there that don't have as high as numbers, but also are increasing are Virginia Beach, Charlotte, Jacksonville, Florida, and Dallas. And surprisingly, even Boston too, right? Like not a ton, but like these certain areas are increasing. So Niram and I was having a conversation that I was like, all these laws, all these things are happening in the South that are not particularly beneficial to Black and brown people. However, the data states that Black and brown people are moving south into these areas that are causing harm to them. Like, what the hell is that about? What's your take on it, Nero?
Yes, and I think this is something I brought up to Naomi. It's like, well, think about where jobs are at, and how most of these places that have these decrease has like, the fall of the automotive industry or the fall of the factories and things of that sort, right? And you think about where gentrification is happening at. So gentrification is happening a lot in Chicago, Detroit, DC area, Richmond area, and things of that sort. So it kind of makes sense of the fact of like the price of housing and homes are going up.
Yeah.
And regular Black folk can't pay for this stuff,
Exactly.
right? And you think about where people who have, I want to say a lower social economic status and like the jobs that they're getting and the access to jobs that they're getting is like fucking like Amazon, where like, of course it's $15 an hour, but if the average house in Detroit, for example, is now $500,000, there's no way impossible that you can buy a house on a livable wage or on a wage working at Amazon. So of course they're going to go to places where cost of living is lower, so they can maximize their dollar, which is in the South. So it's all a setup. I think it's a setup because it's a messed up thing, because yes, tech is coming in, infiltrating these places, and for the Blacks and brown people who are able to get these tech jobs, it's amazing, because now you finally feel like you have a leg up in the system. But now overall, all our people are starting to be hurt in this whole situation. So I think when you think about all of that stuff we was recently just talked about, right? Like how critical race theory and these bans are happening in Mississippi, Florida, Texas, and things of that sort. And now you think about like this,
Voting Act,
the Voting Act,
things,
all these places. And then you think about the mass exodus of Blacks and Browns that was happening, in the Great Migration states are now going back down south. In the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to see like I would argue the reemergence of Jim Crow laws, and they're not going to be able to do nothing about it, because look at the laws that they're putting in place
and how they're doing it.
Just think about it now. Like, it's so hard to like overturn the law when it's in there, because they got to go to the Supreme Court and things of that sort.
Exactly.
Versus like if you would just rise up and stop it.
Yeah.
Because then that affects like gerrymandering and like all these other things that goes into play.
Yeah. It's something brewing.
Yeah.
It's something brewing, and I of course I think we see what's explicitly in our face, but I also think it's some other stuff that's happening, right? If you just look at the data and where folks are going, even when I talk to like peers, like a lot of folks ain't looking at the major cities. I remember when I told some folks I was moving to New York, they was like, "What? We thought you would go south. We thought you may go to Atlanta or something." I was like, "Really? Did you get that feedback there when people like you moved to New York? Why?"
Yeah, I had a few people in New York, and I had a few people in Detroit. It's like, well, why would you want to move back to Detroit, or like, why would you want to move to New York? But it's coming from the, I think it comes from like a different mindset, right? I think of like moving back to these places are places of opportunity. Yes, it's gentrification, but when gentrification comes, there's another opportunities where these people who've been there.
True.
And like these are people who've like been there their whole lives. Like I have friends who like never left Detroit. So it's like only thing they want to do is like get up out of Detroit, whereas we've been all over the place, right? Yeah. And I see it like, well, this is my safe haven. This is where I know it's comfortable. And like this is where gentrification is coming back to play. And I want to be able to capitalize that on my own. Yeah. For my own future. Whereas them, it's like, nah, fuck that. I need to go find another job, and I'm moving down to Texas, Tennessee, or Florida, where I can make my buck stretch longer. It's tough.
Then I think about people with children and imagine like what they're being taught in classes, and I think that's why it's so important that you have to do your own teaching for your kids. And also, I think we had episodes about this, and I know a few of y'all emailed me and don't agree with me about this. Like, we have to be so careful about the types of school we put in our children in. Like, what are they learning? Like, what is the environment like in class? I was like, what are teachers teaching during history? I'm gonna be one of them crazy parents and be like, I need to sit in on this. What we teaching? What we learning here? What's this book say? Yeah. It's something to that. But y'all let us know too. Like I said, sometime this week, we'll link it on our Instagram. It's in Washington Post that's talking about like this great migration, the new great migration of the search for the new Black Meccas, right? And also if you read it some more too, it's saying that because Black folks are being so spread out, there are kind of no Black Meccas anymore, right? Like it's only a few of us in a couple places compared to when like our grandparents came in the 40s and 50s. There were the Chicagos, there were the DCs, there were Detroits, there were like very safe havens for Black people to be. And what the way the data's looking at is that everyone's spreading out so much that that's not the case anymore too, which I'm curious what that then does to the Black culture. Voting rights, all that stuff too, but I'm just saying like Black culture. What does that do to it, right? Black capital B.
Yeah, but I also think, I agree, but I also think the internet has also made it connected that there's only, it's starting to going to be one culture, right? Because I think, I forget what podcast I was listening to, but how they're talking about, like you might go to your cousins in LA or Oakland and they might have a different style. You might go to your cousins in Atlanta and they may have a different style. But with the advent of TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, everybody's styles and everybody are starting to talk alike because it's so viral now.
So it's not like regional jargon anymore.
Yes.
It's internet jargon. Everyone speaks in the songs.
Yes.
For example, they copy the Pace Sisters. Act like you know, act like you know. Do you know that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone's doing that now compared to, honestly, probably the churchy kids probably would have just known about that because that is a very common song.
Right.
In the church. True. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, y'all let us know what you think. We be thinking about stuff. We be reading books too. Like just as much as we watch Power, we read the Washington Post and other articles too. Last thing I want to get into, and I'd be doing a disservice. We probably have to come back to it later in this week. Have you ever heard about Lauren Smithfield's death? Happened in Connecticut. I'll give y'all a quick summary. So there's a few questions regarding the police investigation into the dating app death of a young woman in Connecticut. Her family blasted the police department saying that they're careless. They're careless from the way they've been handling the case from start to finish, right? So aside from the family, being hurt that they lost like a daughter or a sister, the family was pissed of how like the Bridgeport Police Department investigated the death of this 23-year-old. I think it was her mother who said they just wanted them to forget about her and like brush it under the rug. And they felt as if when they figured out like she died and just the whole case, right? Like they just was throwing it out like it was garbage. And it was just so hurt, right? Like, it was just watching the family and doing all the interviews. Like, it's just been so much. So let's go back. What really happened for what we know so far, right? So the family said that a detective promised to come to the apartment, but according to them, the detective never showed up, and the family says that the relationship with the police devolved from there, with no contact from the police department from December 13th until December 19th. So first of all, ain't that already a red flag?
Right.
That you like, what in the world is going on? So after they did that, they went back and forth. They were waiting to get the confirmation from the police to the point where they actually had to go in to the apartment because they need to clean out the apartment, and they had to take their own pictures of the evidence, right? And while they were in the home, right, they found like alcohol bottles and 2 cups that was just sitting there. Honestly, her mattress was still there that was covered like with a blood stain. And all those things were still there. And things didn't really start getting popping until like they brought a lawyer into it. And it was just, it was absolutely ridiculous, the way and then the lack of concern that they did. And then next, they said folks who were close to the investigation then talked about the person that they went on a date with, right? So allegedly, is this white guy named Matthew LaFountain was the man who was in Lauren's apartment. And the neighbor outside confirmed Lauren's identity and also that guy was here, right? So then what happened was the white guy said that they were drinking, having a good time, noticed that she got a little sick, nauseous, whatever it was, laid down, went to bed. He went to go wake up the next morning, turned her over, noticed she wasn't breathing, and blood was coming out the nose. And they basically just let him go, allegedly. And to make matters worse, when they're even talking with the family, they were like, oh, no, he was a nice guy. He called, blah, blah, blah. And the family like, fucking nice guy.
Right. Did
you get his DNA? Like, did you get all this stuff? And they're like, no, we didn't do all those things. And, of course, this white guy, Matt, as he should, honestly, lawyered up.
Lawyered the fuck up and
And
shoved everything.
all the lawyers I ever worked with said, even if you ain't did shit, don't talk to the police, don't do nothing, right? Like, you got to come to me and show, you got to prove,
right?
like that I need to basically cooperate with you. So it's just been this horrible story in which you can explicitly see where the police department, whatever happened, right? It looks like whatever happened with that initial detective just dropped the ball.
Yeah.
It didn't move over. And more so, it does feel like something is trying to be covered up, where it's like, how, like, that's just like stereotypical Lifetime movie.
Yeah.
What do you mean somebody met on the app? They were an older white man, a younger, beautiful black girl was connecting. They was drinking. Then they wake up. Then there was blood on the nose. That is the prime suspect.
Exactly.
He is the prime suspect. You. So I want to know everything you did, why you did it. Is there any cameras up in there? Right? Like, how is that not the thing that's going in place? But yet, bro was able to go home, wherever home is, right? They went to his house, and it was a house that was being rented. Meanwhile, on the ranch, Bumble done reached out and be like, we are saddened by to hear about this. This is not what our app stands for. The police have not reached out to us. If they ever want to reach out to us, we're willing to cooperate immediately. AKA, they ain't reach out and ask us for his shit yet. When they do, we giving it to them. That's how I read it from Bumble. Yeah. And it's just, again, just the lack of care for black people, black women, black bodies, lives. Like, it don't matter. I don't care. And you know, people like, well, why was she with that? It don't fucking matter.
Right.
I don't care if this girl was just looking for a good time, looking for a cat daddy, a sugar daddy, she a sex worker, not a sex worker, it doesn't matter. No one deserves to die. And like, that has to be resolved. And like, this place just kept spinning and spinning up. I remember when I first heard it, I was like, oh, they gonna catch this. Like, I thought it was gonna be like an open and shut type shit. Like, they gonna catch this motherfucker, right? And it's gonna be a wrap. But I'm like, what do you mean they don't know what's going on? And it's still an open investigation, and they trying to figure out, and they didn't get the evidence. And her family basically got to go on this media junket to get attention brought to the Bridgeport police that has a history of being on fuck shit. Yeah. To get this going. I hope they, of course, find out what's going on, but they just need to sue the fuck out the police department because they already dropped the fucking ball and already the evidence all fucked up. Like, so even if they kind of prove it, they can't, because I'm sure all that shit's tampered with.
Yeah, and I think the sad part is like, that's still the only thing they really want is their daughter back, and
they can't get it. Yeah.
And I think adding to this, I don't know if you noticed on some of the other news sites. I've seen some news sites get called out. It's like even the pictures that they use for these for the young lady and the fountain. So they got her in like a bikini, like they using like one of her bikini pics from Facebook or some shit.
Yeah, I'm sure on spring break somewhere. Yeah.
And like got him in like a shirt and tie or some bullshit. So like even the dynamics and the looks of that.
Yes. That you can't tell me you can't find a picture of her. First of all, she's gorgeous.
Right.
And has a larger Instagram account. Pick any one of the gorgeous pictures of her. Why would you do this? And it's just one of those stories that's really, really bothering me. And I know it's slowly, surely been picking up momentum. I know especially on the East Coast. But for folks who aren't on the East Coast, Midwest, West Coast, like look into it. Her full name is Lauren Smith Fields. And I do think this is going to pick up a lot of momentum on the criminal side and on the civil side. Because I think there's a case for both of these. Criminally, somebody got to pay for this, right? Like, and the thing is, even if we give them the benefit of the doubt, say that, like, she drank too much and passed out, like, why do you still leave? The way in which this was handled was piss poor.
Yeah.
And why was it handled this way? Right? It's something under there that's not right. And then civilly, this is not how you care for folks.
Right.
Like, police are civil servants, and they are to serve the people, and this is not service to the people.
Absolutely.
When this could have been handled so much easier. It's a horrible thing, right? It's an absolute horrible thing. But there is a process and protocol on how to navigate through this, and that was just thrown out the window.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting. Let it have been a white woman. What was the white woman they found, and what was the Grand Canyon? We still looking. What's her name? Gabby, honey. They done found the boyfriend, and he dead. They done found his journal that he done wrote a confession in. They done got all of that, and they can't figure out what's going on with this black girl.
Mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
It is bullshit.
It upsets me. Any other closing thoughts? But be safe out here on these apps too, though, y'all.
Yes.
Be very safe. Be very safe. It's not that you can't use it, but be very, very safe.
Big facts.
I'm going to do a shout out Friday, but on a Monday.
Yeah, we can do shout out Friday on a Monday.
All right.
As always, to submit your Black Love stories or your emails, you can do that at blackluvematters@gmail.com. Remember, that's Black and Okay. We love 5-star rating reviews on Apple Podcasts and on Stitcher. Or you can leave us a voicemail at 508-784-1111. Once again, that's 508-784-1111. I almost wrapped up. I almost said love is never evolving. All righty. Shout out Friday, but on a Monday. It says Happy New Year. It says, hey fam, Happy New Year. I had to pause the show once I got into the office, but I had to email y'all to tell y'all I am a true fan. LOL. When the news hit a Betty White's with an S, passing hit the news, why did my 13-year-old, yes, 13, start singing Love Bath?
It's a way to soothe yourself.
What he was like.
It's like a soul-soothing mechanism. It's like you calling the ancestors in the room.
Right.
Let's take a love bath.
He said, he's like, Mama, Betty White's. Look.
Hit it.
Baby. That's how you was.
It's a way to soothe.
And then he started singing along with y'all this morning and way to school.
Smokey don't even know.
I asked him where he learned the song from. He said it with a straight face, Black Love, of course. And I turned it up. Now, Yambi, you sure you want to embark on this journey? Because kids are a must. I hope y'all year, what you say? I hope your year off is amazing.
Yeah.
Off to an amazing start and only get better. Missed you both. Take care, Jay.
Oh my
Hot. Love can be.
It's self-soothing.
We got it.
What say? I.
All the love we need.
Shout out to Smoking. We need to see if we can get him an interview.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So the next one is titled Long Time Life is Good. It says, hey, Black Love Matters family, Fly News Guy checking in. I know it's been a while. Life is really coming at me fast in these early 30s. 2021 was a hell of a year. We lost more of our ancestors. I'm still speaking highly of my great uncle Tony and great aunt Marge, who passed away in 2021. The elders are passing, right? You know, I think the elders warned us about this.
Yeah.
They told us, like, the older you get,
Yeah.
you start, what they say, enjoy the birth and the wedding notices because you start getting a lot of divorce and funeral notices. I said, oh my goodness. And they are coming in. It says, my great aunt reminded me so much of Patty and Aretha. I ended up rewatching Respect in Nyambi. It was the shit. Child, my mouth is still on the floor from Say a Little Prayer scene in the fall. Every scene where they showed Aretha making that fall, it was dramatic. But yeah, it was phenomenal movie. Giving Jennifer her flowers is truly a dream. Girls love her, and I die on the hill about that. Speaking true to their names and keeping God first, I finally made it back to the native homeland. All right.
Okay.
I'm truly thankful.
You went to Atlanta?
Don't do that. I'm really thankful for the land and home ownership guidelines my grandmother left for me. And that I'm saying, what rent? Ooh, look at that.
Ooh.
What rent?
What rent, nigga?
No rent, no mortgage. Shout out to generational wealth and me not selling grandma and pop's home, which they purchased back in the late 1960s. Ooh, I know they are proud. They're saying, well done. Much love to you and all looking forward to a blessed 2022 with Black Love Matters family. Peace in Black Love, Fly News guy. All right, come on, property owner.
Okay.
Come on, building wealth, doing all the things.
Lives rent free.
That's the title. Go ahead.
Says, hey cousin. Oh, this is Savannah.
Why you cut me off?
Savannah.
Me and Fly News guy.
Oh,
was
my
still
bad, my
vibing,
bad.
And this is you, lives rent free.
Oh, my bad.
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm done.
No, I'm sorry. Let me celebrate the Fly News again. Hi, cousin.
I'm so pleased. Like, I mean, with everybody, honestly. Like Juliana sent us an update. Sir Jeffrey got his herbal shop going. Like, people is not playing.
Mm-hmm.
Growth has happened on the Black Love Matters family and community.
Yeah.
Chris and Carlos doing anything. Like, everybody is growed and leveled up. Growed with a T. I love it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
He ain't close. Put our brother again.
Child, even us, we all done leveled up. Look at us. We gotta celebrate that. We ain't where we was when we first started. And thank God.
Ooh.
Thank God we ain't where we was. When we don't look like what we've been through like Zeke.
Ooh.
We don't look like Zeke.
Show down.
We the age we are. Go ahead.
It says, hey cousins, it's Savannah. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, nigga.
Christmas. Why can't we ever get that T and S in Christmas?
Merry Christmas, nigga.
As, black
Happy
people.
Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
I hope y'all are doing well and staying safe. Y'all have great content. Let me tell you why. When y'all took some self-care and adjustment time away from the podcast, I went back to replay my favorite episodes that live free in my mind.
Oh my goodness, where we gonna go for this one?
Oh shit, golden hour. It's this cheaters. They
I remember that Nero.
They wouldn't let Nero be great for nothing in his Ivy Park. Why does Nero remind me of Paperboy from Atlanta when he tried to get his hair cut by old dude? Or is this in general?
Do you remember Golden Hour? What was that? That was out in the Bay.
That was in the Bay.
And when they was cheating or something?
They were sitting in them vans.
They was on some shit.
And it's like, you cheaters. You gotta let me know if you cheaters.
Why? And where do you see a camera crew?
Because, I had my one camera and I was over there taking pictures of my Ivy Park.
Oh my.
I'm over here trying to live my best Ivy Park life.
They said, are you cheating? Child, ain't nobody telling on you.
Nobody care.
Only 2 people in the world care.
Right.
Ain't the ones in the car.
The first New York City robbery attempt, but they they didn't know they were dealing
They was
from
trying to
Detroit's
rob
finest.
me, and I was about to make a scene.
Y'all stay on the go. And hit the switcheroo and had me weak.
You remember what she talking about?
Yes, do you?
Barely. You want to remind me?
We was walking, I think we was walking to your job.
Yeah.
And this we wasn't even here yet.
No, we weren't. This was like a few years ago.
Yes, we were walking to your job.
Yeah.
And these niggas, it was niggas in front of us and it was niggas behind us.
Like circling me,
And it was like circling
like
and
seagulls.
And it's almost like they were trying to hurt us.
Yeah.
And like these white people like got out the way, and then it was just us.
Yeah.
And we was like, you was
no.
you was like, on go, we gonna go in this restaurant.
we.
And then you was like, go, and we crossed the street.
Yeah.
And then you crossed back the street on a green light, and then went inside the restaurant. It's like, yeah, let me get something to eat. And then we waited some niggas to go somewhere, and then we was like, no, you know what, we ain't gonna get nothing.
Did we fuck them up?
Yes.
I think we fucked them up. Like, what the fuck? We hit some footwork on their ass. I said, they gonna have to come up in this restaurant.
Got the hell up out of here. So that one, Naomi's last day at the box store. They surprised her with a baby shower.
I don't want to relive that. Ever.
Who we give that stroller to?
Who did we give it to?
I don't know.
Somebody.
Flower, the
What is
service
that
dog.
stroller?
We gave it away.
To somebody, huh?
Yeah.
That's a good stroller.
Yeah. We gave it away.
Eventually.
We gave away the clothes too.
Yeah,
We
well,
gave away everything.
yeah, we did. It went to a good cause.
Yes. It went to some listeners' family.
It did.
Flower, the service animal that you didn't know you needed. Naomi, real tears. I've cried listening to that
Listen to
episode.
Flower. Flour.
Naomi Niram almost losing his life to Naomi when his friends thought he had COVID and canceled the Philly trip. Naomi was hotter than fish grease.
Yes, with no vaccination out.
Oh my God.
All we knew was death upon us with the COVID.
I said, we got to go take a test. What?
What?
You got to go take a test?
I haven't been on. I don't have to.
We have to go take a test. What?
No.
Take a test?
For what?
I remember I said, you got to get dressed. What? Get dressed?
This me. We went to Trader Joe's.
No.
For what?
Such and such said he tested positive for COVID. What? Niram, I ain't been nowhere. I go to the grocery store.
That nasty man disease in here.
I go to the grocery store and then I come back. I don't see nobody. I'd say hi to my friends on Zoom. I ain't hugged nobody in 18 months but your funky ass. And then here you go, hanging out with your fucking friends.
Y'all
and
supposed
then
to be outside in the air.
so to be outside in the air, and now he done said he done got the vid, and since you've been around him, you done got it, and you done brung it to our family.
Me and Mabel sick. It was a moment. Was you nervous to tell me?
No.
You weren't? You just know you had to do it?
Yeah. What's waiting for?
What did that, how did you feel when he told you?
Because I cussed that nigga out. I cussed that nigga out.
Oh,
Cuz. I said, nigga, the fuck?
And it ain't like saying it now, right? Where there's process and protocols and antibiotic cocktails. It was when they was just saying, drink some water.
I had to tell the nigga, you got to tell everybody.
You have to tell everyone.
I said, that's
you
what
don't
you
know how
get.
it impacts.
Because he was a trainer. Yeah. And, he had access to a private gym. Yeah. And it's like you did all this stuff at the private gym. You had all these masks, windows and doors open and shit like that. And then you let your brother come up from L.A. and y'all niggas ain't wearing no mask.
You're reliving.
See? Savannah, you see how you get me riled up?
Why didn't he get tested when he came up?
I don't know.
Because that's when turnaround was pretty quick, too.
And then he's like, my brother said he tested positive. And then he's like, I can't taste nothing now.
Don't worry about getting a test.
What's going on over here with the mask?
Don't worry about it.
So you got that. Niram eating fish on that plane and had the nerve to pop a peppermint. I haven't been able to look at fish quite the same.
He popped that fish in his mouth. And then I was like, why are you doing this? Is inappropriate. But he's like, I got a mint. And then he gonna pop that peppermint and they gonna whisper in my face. Smelling like pussy laced with mint. I said, what is this? This is bad coochie.
Niram surprising Naomi with the trip to Disney, or was it was Universal?
Yeah.
I miss outside adventures with y'all.
Yeah, because we ain't been nowhere. Oakland, that's it.
Oakland, that's it. The bullet.
Oakland got a love-hate relationship with Naomi. Like, sometimes I feel like a warm hug from Oakland. Sometimes I feel like a complete outsider.
It's a feminine energy. This can be a kitchen table talk or whatever. I briefly dated a seasoned man. Anyone over 39 a season.
I agree. Yeah.
I don't call them old because that's rude.
Yep, it is.
Seasoned. I mean, you live longer than me, and I had more life experiences than me. I digress.
I agree.
Man told me that I don't show my feminine energy to him. First of all, I have a strong personality.
First of all.
Here you go again. Right there. First of all. First of all. To be fucking with me. You ain't strong enough. First of all, I have a strong personality, and I've been in a position where my masculine energy has shown more than my feminine energy. I hold myself accountable for choices I made in choosing certain men. Around him, I had my guard up because he kept telling me he's going to teach me how to be this and do this. One, I'm not a student,
Exactly.
so don't
ain't
treat
in
me
school.
like one.
Yeah, it's ever since. Never mind. Go ahead.
Two, a good conversation would suffice. He decided to pull something from Kevin Samuels as a reference for my lack of feminine
Not
energy.
Kevin Samuels.
I believe.
That's basically what that Mark. What's his name? That Farm Bro.
Yeah.
He the white version.
I believe when I'm given the right environment, I'm able to be feminine.
Yeah.
Fast forward to President Day, I'm more feminine now with somebody's son than
I thought you was gonna say with Laurie seasoned man.
Ooh,
The
with
Lowry.
somebody's son
With
than I
Lowry's.
was with seasoned man.
Seasoned
Somebody's
salt.
sons gives me that secure space to display my feminine energy.
Yeah.
My question is, should women always show their feminine energy, or does it depend on the environment? You can blame it on being a tourist or just being independent. But I know that is the tender side of me that I can't let everybody see.
Well, I like that. Let's do this for a pillow talk next week. I ain't gonna say nothing, but we're gonna unpack this more because it is something there, right? Like, and just being a black woman and how we showed up and how we're raised to be, and yeah, it's something there. And also even unpacking what we mean by feminine and what traits are you looking for that, and for me to be in this feminine space. Never mind. I'm gonna say, are you holding up your end of holding this masculine space, all that type of stuff. But yeah, let's do it. We'll unpack that next week.
Love and Marriage Huntsville. Just watch Funky Neighbors review.
I love Funky Dineva. I know it's gonna be a trip.
Are y'all following Black People Pets on
Yes.
IG? Yes.
I'm trying to figure out how to get Mabel featured.
You got to do something to get Mabel featured.
I know, and that ain't gonna happen.
You got to get on the bonnet. You got to get on there with your bonnet and
No.
then yell at Mabel.
No, but I think I'm gonna get on there with Mabel suited and boosted in New York, because New York, Mabel's the most geared up dog in BK.
Mm-hmm.
From her boots to her puffer jacket, it looked like she's been here her entire life. And I think just with a nice stroll down the BK streets, she's like an Elmo when she's like, "In some vinegar."
It's some vinegar.
That's Mabel.
That's a big word for Elmo. Said, be safe and health as well. Sincerely, Savannah.
Yes.
P.S. Hey, Mabel.
I love that. Thank you so much, Savannah. And then the last one we got is TV show recommendations. It says, "Hey y'all, I listened to the episode where y'all were talking about Harlem. And said there isn't really any male version of that show. I found this new show, Grand Crew, on NBC and on Hulu, and it's really cute. It's about 4 black male friends. Check it out and let me know what y'all think. Happy New Year, Tiara." I have seen it. Nira?
I've seen it. I really haven't been able to like delve deep like I want to. Like I've seen it in passing.
Yeah.
But it hasn't really like hooked me. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch this.
It's like Macbeth. No, I'm just joking. I watch it every week. I watch that whole rundown on NBC every week. It's something about automobiles. It's basically like this satire about basically the big three that I found funny. Abbott Elementary. That is brilliant.
I love
If
Abbott
y'all are not
Elementary.
watching Abbott, like it didn't get me like Abbott. Like Abbott, since that little girl came on the screen and said Frank Lucas is her favorite character and American Gangster is her favorite movie, I was hooked. Then Grand Crew, like, so I watched that whole thing back to back. I watch it every week and it is cute, right? I think what I just have to process myself for is it's kind of corny, right? But it's cool for black people to be corny, right? Like we're not a monolith, right? Like we should have everything. Can't be power, shoot 'em up, bang bang, I'm gonna kill him, what's going on, Monet, who to move that dope, right? Like sometimes it do just need to be like, we at this wine bar, we kicking it, we trying to date and figure ourselves in the world. So that's what I really like about Grand Crew. And also it's a new series, right? So that, and it being on NBC, I know they have to appease to a brighter audience. But I agree with you. I think it's a good show, and I think it's something to watch. It's something good to watch on Hulu. I watch it live time because I got that whole rundown I do, because then it run into like This Is Us and all that type of stuff. Like literally Tuesdays is the only day I watch live TV, and the other days I watch it on Hulu. But I enjoy it for that, and I agree. It's just good to see different types of black men on, and I want more shows like that. And you know what else I want?
What?
I want an older black woman show. Like, y'all
Like
know what got me?
Girlfriends?
They were young. They were in their 30s. They're in their like late 20s, early 30s.
Well, how old are you
I'm
now?
talking about in just like this. Because I was going to say, Sex in the City still has me in a fucking chokehold. Sarah Jessica Parker in the Sex in the City reboot has me in a chokehold because I watch it every week.
Who would be on the black? Vivica A.
Like, I would
Fox?
love to see a black woman version of that.
All right.
Right?
Who the Dream Crew?
Child, why you put Vivica? You ready to start some shit?
Like,
Vivica would be brilliant in
Yeah,
it.
Vivica? Who else?
I want who?
Angela Bassett?
Oh. I don't even think I've seen them on the same screen together.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who else?
Shit, I don't know. I don't got excited by that.
Which Regina? King or?
I actually like Nicole Ari Parker in it.
Okay.
I do like her, because it is more black people, it is more diverse, but it's still doing Sex and the City shit, right? Like, let's not forget that's what it is. Okay. I don't know. I need to think about who would be our
Throw in the
overseas
Rosie Perez.
Yeah, we could do like a Latinx, something like that. But I would like to see that, because I do feel like it is a different. I think they're doing the reboot of Sex and the City with them being older, meaning in their 50s, late 50s. Some characters even getting closer to 60. Mm-hmm. I do like it. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the glimpse into what's coming down the road, right? Don't get me wrong. I know I'm a few decades out, but it's just like, oh, yeah, I guess you wouldn't think of it that way, right? Like, and it's been interesting to see them be able to go this journey from their late 20s all the way to their late 50s. Yeah. Where what other show encapsulate that type of growth and characters like that on screen?
Exactly.
And I think that's what I really like about the storytelling of long-term growth. And I would love to see what that looks like for Black women. Like Harlem. Say if you take the Harlem Girls and fast forward them 20 years, what would they be? I think the First Wives Club on BET was starting to get there, but I think they're still playing younger, right? Like I think they're still playing like the 30s. Gotcha. 30s is a sweet spot where you can still kind of go bebop and doo-wop with the kiddies, right? But then you can also kind of get it with the older crowd. But for whatever reason, like after you turn 40, you don't see them as necessarily the main characters. And I want to see that, right? I want to see the mid to late 40s, 50s as the main characters, given their like life experience and beyond just being grandmas and grandpas, right? Because I think that's what they do. They automatically ask 50-year-olds. It's like, oh, I'm a grandparent.
You gotta go to grandma.
I'm retired now and I make things in my garden. Mm-hmm. It's like, what the fuck? Everybody do that. Mm-hmm. And that's not true. And I would love to see that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's it.
Well, that was a good episode, y'all.
Right. Gonna close us on out.
Yeah, as always, to submit your Black Love story, go to blacklovematters.com to submit a question for Kitchen Table Talk. Shoot us an email at blacklovematters@gmail.com. Remember, that's Black and okay. To leave a comment about anything we talked about, head on over to that website. We got that SoundCloud, and we got that voicemail at 508-784-1111. Once again, that's 508-784-1111. Talk to you later. Remember, love is ever evolving. Peace.